as promised, we're going to go through Rupert's setup, what he's got on his bike, show you. You've seen mine, you don't really need to see mine.
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel and another ultra cycling related video. This one is a little bit different. You may know I went for a ride with Rupert Robinson recently. Bit of a shakedown ride before we race Via in July. The ride was great fun. If you didn't watch that video, it is live already. Overall, it went really well. At the end of the ride before Rupert went home, we went through his full setup, his bike, all the kit he's carrying, pretty much everything he'll be taking to Via, which is a 4,000 kilometer race across Europe. We're both taking part in that in about 2 months' time. So I thought I'd put it out separately. So in this video, I'm going to go through everything Rupert carries, his full setup, and things that he might be changing before Via. You've seen my setup a few times now, so hopefully it gives a bit of a different perspective on how someone else is approaching a similar event. I will say, bear in mind, we've recorded this at the back end of the trip. Maybe not the best idea, with about 270 odd miles on our legs and about 3 hours sleep. So it's not my finest camera work. Nevertheless, I hope you find it useful.
First of all, what's the bike, Rupert? Where do you work?
So this is the Kinesis Titanium GTD. Go the distance. So bike especially for long distance. Riding super comfy. So these are Reynolds 41s, AR41s. Running a front dynamo into a charging system and a rear light on the other side.
Yeah.
I've got it on the left for when we go to Europe, so it's on the right side of when you're riding on the right. And then just some backup lights for some extra visibility.
If one goes down or
yeah,
water,
so yeah, exactly that. So just in case you need a rear.
Sun 28, which is the same as mine.
Yep.
But you've got a what's your thing called? Your inverter jobby.
So in here I've got a Synwave.
Synwave. That's the one. I need to get one of these.
Which allows me to charge. So it's a USB, so you can then plug in whatever and then charge that from the dynamo when you're moving.
Yeah. As well as running the lights.
Yeah. So it runs the lights and charges. Keeps your phone pretty much topped up.
Yeah.
You can also charge headphones and other little bits. Should you need to.
Anything USB-C?
Yeah.
Is there anything it can't charge, or is it like?
I haven't really checked that out, if I'm honest.
Okay.
It does my headphones, does my aftershocks, and it does the phone, and everything else is okay. So this, so here's leg warmers, arm warmers there. I've got my toothbrush, toothpaste.
What's that for? You don't use that, do you?
Yeah. I've got some little deodorant sticks, so I don't smell like a goat all the time, just some of the time. And they come out at night generally, when it gets a bit cooler. In the top, I've currently got some sun cream, my glasses, and a cafe lock, and I'll put food in that'll eat during the ride, so it's easier to access.
Stays upright quite well. Mine, if I put anything remotely heavy in mine, it flops over.
Yeah, so I just have to watch it when I'm getting on and off the saddle.
Yeah.
But it tends to be okay.
It doesn't fall over when you're riding?
No, it's all right. And it's got a couple of extra pockets.
That's good.
For little bits, just stuff something in.
I like the pocket actually. Mine doesn't have the pocket. That's
both sides, so
yeah.
It's got train ticket at the moment, so I stayed there all night, so that's
Lucky.
worked all right. And yeah, so I've got a full finger pair of gloves in the back with a sleep system.
Okay.
So there's a mattress, a bivvy, a jacket, and a sleeping bag in that rear bag.
Yeah.
I get out obviously when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
On the other side of the bag, I've got some tools and the leg warmers.
Yeah.
Some more cables, charging cables, different cables. Keeps it all nice and tidy.
This I quite like actually. It's a bit of a different system to mine. Mine is a bag that you have to stuff and then mount, whereas this is a dry bag with a holster, so this stays on and the dry bag just slips out.
Yeah, so you can either fill it on the bike, which they recommend, or you can fill it and try it and then sort of put it in. It's new to me, so I've only tried it a couple of times.
Well, they suggest that you put the dry bag on and fill it while it's on the bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like this morning when we packed up, I filled it and then put it in, so it's just slightly skew width, but it's all learning. So in the tool keg, I've got inner tubes, spare mech hanger, tool, spare chain link, tie levers.
Chain breaker.
Yeah. All in there, and that keeps that tucked away in case I need that. So I'm running the bigger Garmin with the external battery pack. So if you look, I've still got 89% battery since we started yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't charged it once?
No, it's been charging off this.
How many charges does the pack?
It drip feeds it, and it's got this little blue light system on this side.
That's good.
So there's 4 blue lights and there's still 3 left, so I could probably run that for 3 days without having to do anything.
Wow.
And obviously it's got a longer time.
Yeah, I wonder how that compares to the solar. Must be similar.
I think the solar would work better if you're in a different country.
Yeah.
I don't think we get enough.
In the UK.
Yeah.
No.
From what people said.
What are the error bars?
So the profiles, I've got the 70mm risers this time. I've gone a bit higher, so I can get it into the similar position to what I had on my TT bike. And also I've got room for my hands when I'm climbing.
Yeah.
Which I find when I had the low ones on, I couldn't use this part of the bar.
I quite liked the bar tape. The bar tape is reflective.
It is, yeah.
You can't really tell now, but at night it lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, so this Kinesis bar tape, and I've got it on here and here, and I've got some extra padding underneath when it was wrapped. So I've also got a spare light that's running off a battery. So when the dynamo light's not bright enough on some of the descents, I can turn this light on.
Yeah.
And that runs off a battery that's in there as well.
So power bank.
Yes, I've got a power bank, and then this works, so that charges that.
Yeah.
So just a bit of extra light, because some of the descents are quite dark.
And this is on Edilux 2.
Yeah.
I don't think there's too much difference to mine. A little bit lighter.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I've got a little bit. Hello. I've probably got a little bit more, but not by a huge amount.
No, I don't think there's much difference in the setup, is there?
No, well that's Rupert's setup. Do you think there's anything you're going to change based off of this ride? You'll do the next ride, or in the you would tweak now, or is it roughly?
Not particularly. There'll be some, maybe a smaller sleeping bag or no sleeping bag, and then all the clothes will go in there, and then I'll get a few more bits and pieces, cables and more food.
Yeah.
But I've also got, the vest I'm carrying.
Yeah.
So that's able to carry food and drink, and a bladder if need be. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the setup and the trial run we've done over the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it's fairly standard, fairly light, I'd say. Slightly less than, don't know what a lot of people are brave enough to take, but plenty for you, I think.
I think so.
This is Rupert's first time bivvying, but that's because normally he'll just sleep up against the gate and collapse.
Yeah, for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then carry on.
It's quite luxurious.
Yeah, it was.
Once you found somewhere anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a really good ride, so I'm sure Rupert will be on again at some point soon. I think we're going to head out his way next time. So if you've got any questions about Rupert's setup or anything to do with Rupert's approach to VIA or ultra racing, then drop us a comment.
So I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions for Rupert, put them in the comments below. But if you're planning a bikepacking trip or a race, something you might want to work toward in the future, then I hope this helps inform the sorts of things that you might want to take and the way you might want to set up your bike. But yeah, any questions, put them in the comments below. But other than that, it's just a short one today, so I'll leave this here. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one.